Hello my dear students, welcome you all to this biology bridge course program. First of all, I would like to congratulate and thank each and every biology students for opting this subject as one of the core subject for your PU studies. The main reason is to start this bridge course is to make you familiar for this new pattern of learning, because there is a lot of gap between 10th as well as first year. In 10th classes you have studied science as a whole subject, but in first year you are going to study them separately as physics, chemistry as well as biology. You are going to study these subjects in depth. So, this bridge course program helps to reduce the gap and also to improve your basic knowledge, which is helpful in further studies. Okay? And also some of the students came from the Kannada medium background. ಸೊ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಯಾಕಂತಂದರೆ ಬಯಾಲಜಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಈ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಆ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಮುಂದಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಅಂತ ನಾವೀಗ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಕೋರ್ಸನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಆದರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಪ್ರತಿ ದಿವಸ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದ bridge course, biology bridge course. So now, first biology. What is this biology? Biology, it is a Greek word, originate from two Greek word bios and logos. Bios is nothing but life. Logos means to study or to discourse. So, biology is nothing but study of life. Biology is nothing but study of life. Now, what is this life? You know, we are living in this world, complex world. So there are so many things around us, isn't it? And these things can be categorized into two groups. One is living as well as non-living. Living and non-living. So the complex world can be differentiated into living as well as non-living entities. What are these living entities? The living entities, so it should follow some criteria, like it should show growth. Living entities should shows organization, cellular organization. Living entities should shows metabolism. Living entities should shows response to external stimulus. Living entities should shows reproduction. So these are the criteria the living entities should follow. Now, what is this growth? Growth, it is increase in its size. Increase in its size. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ. Cellular organization. Each and every the living organism is made up of the basic unit known as cell. The cell forms a group of cell forms the tissues. The group of tissue forms the organ as well as the organ system. So the living organism is made up of cells, tissue, organ as well as organ system. Metabolism. So these organ and organ system, they perform a particular function. So like the digestion, respiration and the excretion. So these comes under the metabolism. Means here the living organism, it should show the metabolism. And very important, it should respond to external stimulus. So it should respond to external stimulus ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲಸ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದರೆ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So the living organism should show reproduction. It should produce the progeny of its own kind. So these are the criteria the living organism should follow. But at the same time here, the one more category is there. What is that? Non-living, the entities. These non-living entities is not following any one of this character. So now what are the living entities? Example for this living entities are plants, animals, microorganisms. The plants, animals, microorganisms, they exhibit all these criteria. And what is this non-living, the non-living entities? Example for this non-living entities. Example, soil, fire, water, then air, rock. These are all non-living entities. So the study of living things are known as biology. The living things are commonly we called as organism. We called as organism. Living organism anta antave. So non-living entities ಅನ್ನ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ನಾವು ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಬರೇ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಎಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. The study of organism, study of living organism is nothing but the biology. Okay. Now this biology, it is a vast subject. We cannot study all the matter which is present in this biology under a single heading. So we classified the biology into main two branches. One is botany, another one is zoology. Botany is nothing but study of plants. Zoology is nothing but study of animal. So the botany and zoology, these two are branches of biology. The botany, so how we can define this botany? It is the branch of biology which deals with study of plant. The branch of biology which deals with the study of animals known as zoology. What is the biology? How to define the biology? It's the branch of science which deals with study of living organism. Clear? Now, to study this biology easily in detail, Again, it can be classified into a different branches. So we'll study different branches of biology. Branches of biology. The first one is anatomy. The first one is the anatomy. So what is this anatomy? The study of internal structure of organism after dissection. So you already know biology and kudle dissection, frog dissection, cockroach dissection antare hauda. So why we are dissecting those animal or the plants? So here to see the internal structure. See, this is the internal structure of human being. To study the internal structure, we have to dissect. So the branch of the biology which deals with the study of internal structure is known as anatomy. See, it is the internal structure of the kidney. Morphology, the study of gross structure or form of organism. See, this is a morphology of honeybee. What is this morphology? External character, study of external character. We can easily differentiate cat as well as a dog by their external character, isn't it? The study of external character, like this honeybee containing these jointed legs, 2 pairs of wings, containing the antenna. So the study of this external character is known as morphology. Cytology or cellular biology or cell biology, it is nothing but the study of structure, composition as well as the function of these cells. Now what is this cell? It is most fundamental fact of biology. So I told already, each and every living organism is made up of cell. The cell, see, it is the structure of the cell. The cell, it containing the outer membrane known as cell membrane, and inside containing semi-liquid the thing known as cytoplasm, and cytoplasm containing the small structure. See here, these are regarded as cell organelles. The cell organelles are nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, and here it is the mitochondria, then the centriole, and also it's containing the ribosome, lysosome. So these are the structures which is present inside the cell. So that's the chemical composition of all these things and the structure of each and every cellular organelles and the function of these organelles. So we are going to study under this cytology or cellular biology. One more branch, it is the histology. The histology is nothing but study of structure and arrangement of tissues. Now what is this tissue? See, I told the living organism is made up of cell. How the? Made up of cell. The group of cells we considered as tissue. Group of cells we considered as tissue. The group of tissues known as organ. Group of organ considered as organ system. Group of organ system considered as organism. So the tissues are nothing but the group of cells. Study of tissue, study of the structure and arrangement of the tissue is histology. Okay. See here that in this tissue, plant tissues are different and animal tissues are different. The plant tissues are, common plant tissues are meristematic tissue, permanent tissue, in that parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, xylem as well as phloem. All these tissue forms a particular organ like root, stem as well as a leaf. If you take the section of this root or the stem or the leaf, you will come across with all these tissues, all these basic tissues. Similarly, in the animal, the organ, it is made up of the 4 basic different tissues. Those are epithelial tissue, muscle tissue, the nervous tissue as well as the connective tissue. The epithelial tissue, it forms the external as well as internal the lining. So for example, here I'll take the one organ, that is the stomach. The external as well as internal lining of the stomach, it is made up of epithelial cells, and in between this external as well as the internal lining, so there is a space, and that space it is filled by the tissues like connective tissue, muscle tissue as well as a nervous tissue. So the aggregation of this tissue forms the organ. So organ, I told it is one of the organ, it is the stomach. Similarly, the group of the organ, it forms the organ system. Now, for example, the digestive system, organ system, one example is the digestive system. Another example, it is a circulatory system. Then another, it is the excretory system. So here the digestive system, it is one of the organ system, and this digestive system, it is made up of the different organs like mouth, they are having mouth, then the buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, the stomach, intestine and the anus. So these are all the different organs present in this organ system. Similarly, the group of organ system forms the organism. The organism body, it is, or organism perform the different the function with the help of different organ system. So the organism shows the digestion, organism shows the excretion, organism shows the respiration because of the presence of this organ as well as organ system. Okay. Next one is the physiology. The physiology is nothing but study of life processes. Growth. What are these life processes? Growth, respiration, excretion, nutrition, digestion, which occur in living organism like plant as well as animal. Here life processes, as I told, here the living organism made up of cells, tissue, organ as well as the organ system. The functioning of this organ system you are going to study under what? Physiology. Arthaitala, the structure of the cell under cytology, the structure and function of the tissue under histology, and the functioning of the tissue, organ as well as organ system under ecology. Interrelationship of organism between themselves and their environment. Interrelationship. So interrelationship between plant as well as the animal. Interrelationship between plant and the environment. Relationship between animal as well as environment. So we are going to study under this ecology. Genetics. The study of heredity and variation. The transmission or inheritance of character from parents to offsprings. Trait anta idiyalla, the study of how traits are inherited anta idilla. Trait means character. Character iga hege ಒಂದು ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಜನರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ತಂದೆ ಥರನೇ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅಥವಾ ತಾಯಿ ಥರನೇ ಮಗ ಅಥವಾ ಮಗಳಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಒಂದೇ ಥರ ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಬ್ರದರ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಒಂದೇ ಥರ ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್, ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿಸ್ genetics. Taxonomy. Taxonomy is also known as systematic study of living organism. systematic classification of plants and animal. So we based on some similar as well as dissimilar character. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟ್ರು ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಎರಡು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್, ಆದ್ರೂ ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಇದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್, ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದೋಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಶಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ the organism into plants as well as animal, ಹೌದಾನೆ? So this classification we are going to study under this taxonomy. So these are the different taxonomic categories we made to study these organism. Paleontology, study of ancient organism through the fossils, or commonly we call as study of fossils. Study of fossils of plants and animals. Fossils andre ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ dead remains. The study of dead remains of the plants and animals comes under the paleontology. So based on this paleontology study ನಮಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ಡೈನೋಸರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ paleontology. Parasitology, the study of organism that live in and on other organism that causes diseases. Parasites andre ಏನಪ್ಪ? So the parasites are the organism they depend on other organism for their food as well as shelter. And these parasites, most of the parasites are pathogens. Pathogens andre ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ? So these causes the diseases. Most of the parasites causes the diseases. The study of pathogen is known as the pathology. ಹೇಗೆ ಈ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಇದು ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು. ಸೊ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, COVID-19. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ಯಾಥೋಜನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಕಾಸಸ್ the disease. ಯಾವ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಅದು? ಕೊರೋನಾ, isn't it? The study of that COVID-19 comes under the pathology, parasitology. ಹೇಗೆ COVID-19 ಏನೇಳಿ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೇಗೆ COVID-19 ಹೇಗೆ ಏನೇಳಿ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಕಾಸಸ್ ದ ಕೊರೋನಾ, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕೊರೋನಾ, ದ ಡಿಸೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ, ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಪ್ಯಾಥೋಲಜಿ and parasitology. Embryology, it's a study of growth and development of organism. We know we developed from embryo, single cell organism, zygote ಅಂತಾರೆ. zygote ಇಂದ ಸೊ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ zygote ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. zygote ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಅ adult ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ organism. So the study of the growth and development of the organism or study of embryo is known as, comes under embryology. The biochemistry. The biochemistry is nothing but the study of chemistry of organism. So I told the organism or living entities are made up of the basic unit, the cell. And we know the structure of the cell, isn't it? It's made up of the cell membrane, cytoplasm and other cell organelles. These are all made up of different chemicals. The basic chemicals are the carbohydrate, protein, lipid as well as the nucleic acid. These are the 4 basic chemical which forms our body, and these chemical always shows some reactions we call as biochemical reactions. ಈ biochemical reaction it is very essential for metabolism. ಸೊ ನಾವೀಗ ನಾನೀಗ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಸೊ ನನ್ನ ಕೈಯನ್ನು ಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ ಬಯೋಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲಿ. So study of the chemicals related to the life or chemical which is present inside the living organism, and study of biochemical reaction comes under this biochemistry. One more branch, it is agriculture. It is one of the applied branch of biology. So we are applying gained knowledge of plants. Howda? To agriculture, it is one of the applied branch of biology. So here we are applying gained knowledge of plant to obtain commercially important crops or food crops. See, here it is dealing with cultivation of crop plants for better yield. So this is the agriculture, applied branch of biology. Similarly, the horticulture. Horticulture, it is again the branch of agriculture. Now agriculture ನಾವೇನಂತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ agriculture ನ major staple food ಅನ್ನ production ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು agriculture ಅಂತ ಅಂತೇವೆ. So horticulture, what is a horticulture? The science and art of growing plants. ಯಾವ plants? Especially fruit as well as vegetable plant. Okay, fruit and vegetable and the flowering plants. So this is a horticulture. So apart from this, agriculture also having several branches. Sericulture, study of silk moth or rearing of the sericulture, rearing of silk moth to obtain commercially important silk. Similarly, poultry science, it is the rearing of chicks, rearing of emus, rearing of duck to obtain what? Food, to obtain meat as well as egg. Fishery biology, it is the culture and capture of commercially important fishes. Again, one more branch is there, that is microbiology. What is this microbiology? Study of microorganism. Study of microorganism like study of bacteria, study of fungus, study of virus, study of COVID-19. So under this microbiology. So these are the different branches of biology which makes a biology study easier. Now we will see the brief history of biology. There are some scientists who contributed to this field of biology. The first one is Aristotle. He is a Greek philosopher. So he classified the living things based on their habitat. Aristotle, he did lot of the studies on this biology. Because of that, the Aristotle is regarded as father of biology, and also is regarded as he did extensive work on the animals, so that's why he is also regarded as a father of zoology. So Theophrastus is regarded as father of botany because he did extensive work in plant. One more scientist, Hippocrates, known as father of medicine. So ಇವತ್ತಿನವರೆಗೂ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಮುಗಿದ ನಂತರ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಓದ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿಪೋಕ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್, ಹಿಪೋಕ್ರಟಿಕ್ ಓತ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ, ಹಿಪೋಕ್ರಟಿಕ್ ಓತ್. ಸೊ ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಡಚ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿ ಡಿಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ medicinal field. So one more scientist, Leeuwenhoek, he is regarded as father of microbiology. So he studied microorganism. So he was the first person to see the bacteria, the protozoa, one more microorganism, red blood cells and also the sperm cells. So one more scientist, the Robert Hooke, the first scientist who gave the name cell. He coined the Fleming, one more scientist, British scientist, he discovered first the antibiotic. Okay, accidentally he discovered the antibiotic, what the penicillin from the fungus Penicillium notatum. And the antibiotic, you know the antibiotic, it is the wonder drug, it is regarded as wonder drug. So this fight against the microorganism, especially bacteria. So one more scientist, William Harvey. So he showed how the heart pumps and how the blood circulates in our body. The Charles Darwin, he did work on the evolution. He wrote the book, and in that he described how the origin of species takes place by the natural selection. So apart from this, even some of the Indian scientists, so they contribute to this field of biology. Even some of the Indian scientists, so they contribute to this field of biology. The ancient sages, munis, Rishi Munigalu antidrala, so avaru. So they did extensive work in a medicinal science. So here Charaka, he is known as father of Indian ancient science of medicine. In the court of Kanishka Maharajan ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ರಾಜವೈದ್ಯ ಆಗಿದ್ದ. So his remarkable book on medicine is Charaka Samhita. So ಅವನೇನು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, Charaka Samhita. He wrote this book and he explained the various explained about the various description of diseases, and also he gave methods of identifying their causes as well as method of their treatment. So he was the first person who talked about the digestion, metabolism and the immunity. Okay, and apart from that, one more scientist, Sushruta, he is regarded as father of surgery. So ಅವನು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ 125 he invented 125 surgical instrument made from steel ಇಂದ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ 125 surgical instrument ಅನ್ನು ಅವನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ so he did the 14 different varieties of bandages and first person to use the antiseptic mustard ಮತ್ತೆ neem leaves ಇಂದ antiseptic ಮಾಡಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರಾಶರ, ಆತ್ರೇಯ, ಪುನರ್ವಸು, so they are the notable for the Indian scientists who did exclusive work on this medicinal science.